Hey, what is on, everybody? We're here. We on the road to Uncensored. It is the go-home show for Nitro and Thunder. Kicking off here, Chris. What's going on Nitro's side of the world?
We're starting off on Nitro tonight, obviously. Sunday's the pay-per-view. With a little bit of a contract signing. They're all sitting there. Everyone's just pandering back and forth with each other. Bischoff looks over at Cobb and looks over at Edward and said, I'm actually surprised you guys aren't at each other's throats. I figured after last week, taking that loss, you guys would be at each other's throats. Eddie says, I'm a lot bigger of a man, and obviously you see Jeff's a very big man, to not let stuff like that completely derail the ultimate goal of getting rid of you and the NWO Exotic. And he says, well, again, you mentioned the NWO Exotic. It's wonderful you mentioned them because in the main event, you'll be meeting Scott Norton and Sean Waltman in a tag team match. Good luck tonight, fellas. End scene. And in about that, at Superb Wrestling Good Heat, Rockstar Spud defeated Jordan Clearwater and Zachary Winston. Rockstar Spud pinned Jordan Clearwater with a Tilt-A-World DDT 80 over match. Jordan Clearwater was the weak link. I figured that. We got to get him up a little bit, but he still got a 70 rating, which is pretty good. Rockstar Spud with a 92 and an 84 from Wentz.
Dude, Spud's killing it.
And here we got more of a flock talk. Raven, he's pissed. Nothing's been going right. He says, I'm about ready to rid myself of all of you if we do not cut this. But I trust that the winning ways will come when that dark cloud finally ascends onto WCW at the pay-per-view. And see. And in about that had great wrestling, decent crowd reaction. Tino Sabatelli gets a win heading into his match with Shane Douglas at the pay-per-view. He gets a win over Extreme Tiger. 82 overall match. Again, Tino's continually getting better.
The numbers, they don't add up. The numbers don't add up. Like, what?
They don't add up at all. I don't get that.
69 and 79, 82, so...
I'll take it.
Yeah, I get. Well, Tino has a legendary gimmick, so, and it's a very hot crowd, so that might be why. Even though Tino has poor momentum, I don't know about that one, but okay.
And about that had good wrestling and decent reaction. Griffin McCoy and Ellis Taylor defeat the Colognes to take that last spot in that tag title match at the pay-per-view. When Griffin McCoy pinned Orlando Clone. During the match, actually, we saw James Corden. Yes, James Corden distracted the Colognes, which helped YDF&B get the win. And with that, you got James Corden's out there. All YDF&B comes out. They're all celebrating. They all got they all got their 40s. They all are ready to party. They got 40s, they got their cigars, and James Corden gets on the mic and says, well, I can't do a British accent, but just imagine it's British accent. He says, you know what? Guys like me, we look for stars, we look for what's buzzing, and what more is buzzing than this group of young studs who are going to continue to rise to the heights of WCW and take over the world.
I'm not even going to ask what 40s are.
In a good match, Bully Ray and Rhino defeat Chavo Guerrero and Mascara Dorada when Bully Ray pinned Chavo following the Bully Bomb. And that means that those two are qualifying for the North American Championship 6-pack challenge at the pay-per-view.
Oh.
Here we got, obviously, more gifts being delivered to Mr. Al Jones from a secret admirer. This included, actually, 2021 Lotus Avajo and a note that said, take this car and race for my heart I'll see you at the pay-per-view.
Oh.
End scene. In a bout that had terrible wrestling, non-existent crowd.
I can believe it. Yeah, I can believe it.
Okay, so I'm just gonna, we're gonna go a little bit off script on this one, and I'm gonna explain this.
Okay.
Okay, so I had a better idea for someone that was a little bit better in ring to be in there with Gunnar Miller, but that person, Carly Cologne, was a prick and wouldn't take the loss.
It's a shoot. Can you give me a play-by-play of this match? Like, how do you think this match went down?
Well, I don't know that Blue Meanie can go 7 minutes. I don't know if I've ever watched a 7-minute Blue Meanie match.
Hey, he had great stamina for it, so neither of them got penalized for stamina. It's just the crowd hated it.
Yeah, the crowd just hated it because it was it was unknown and a goof.
But don't worry, you got your main event, though, to rebound.
That's okay. We got our main event. It's going to push everything right on back up with an 87 match.
Yeah.
An exceptional match. Eddie Edwards and Jeff Cobb defeated Sean Waltman and Scott Norton when Eddie pinned Scott Norton with a cross-legged fisherman buster.
Hey, pretty good way to end it off here. We got plus 38 in the regions. I'm guessing the other ones we didn't get are probably the mostly like American regions if we maxed out there. But we'll go and see you guys for Thunder. Alright, party people, we're here for Thunder now, kicking it off here. We have a front line. EC3's out there with Dave and Jake Chris. He says, where's Austin Aries at tonight? We're just a few days away from the pay-per-view, but I haven't seen him backstage. His car's not here. It looks like he's just afraid to take on the front line. And I think that's just a sign of things to come at the pay-per-view, and it's uncensored. Aries, don't even bother to show up. And that's when Great Muta comes out, bringing out the Muta scale with him. But this time they have a new member, Akira Kwan. Muta gets to the mic. He says, Ethan, he says, you talk too much. You bother me. And something that just you can't get through your head is it's not just about you. Now, I've created this thing called the Great Muta scale, of course, but all of your matches are, how do you say, awful, awful, awful. That's why tonight you're gonna face the scale of perfection that I brought with me. Akira Tozawa, Kota Sakafuda, and Akira Kwan will take on Frontline. How does that sound? Ethan says, my matches are boring? I'm the world champion. By calling me boring, you're calling this entire product boring. You got yourself a match, Muta, and I'd watch your mouth, old man. Next up in our opening match here, we have Mark Andrews able to go on and defeat Leo Rush with a shooting star press, but after the match, Leo Rush goes to start attacking Mark Andrews with a steel chair because he's frustrated he lost the match, and that's when Jordan Clearwater, who's gone and jumped brands from Nitro to Thunder, actually comes out and saves Mark Andrews. Got a bullying alliance between the two there. I could like to call them the two skinny dudes. TOO. After that, we have Sammy G taking on Kizzy, able to beat him here with a 630. Pretty good there. Then we have Johnny Ace out there with Casa XL. And he's calling out Jim Cornette. He says, I want that squeaky voice Jim Cornette out here for what he did last week. Cass is out there looking angry, and Jim's like, oh, what do you think is going to happen? I'm going to walk in that ring, and you guys are going to beat me up? No. I have signed one of the Europeans' best beast, the biggest brute I could find, and his name is Walter. And out comes Walter right behind Jim Cornette, ready to protect him. And he says, well, Johnny, your beast and my beast might come head to head very soon enough, but I'd watch your back. And by the way, try to keep my office clean. After that, we have Ricky Mandel and Vipers taking on the Thumbtacks and Titties tag team here, and they're able to get the win here with Glam Sexico pinning Vipers with the Death Valley Driver. And then after that match, roll out the carpet, roll out the pina coladas and whatnot. Alberto El Patron, Angel Rose, Poppy and Mommy Show. It's on the road. They're bringing it out now. Ready to go. Glam Sexico and Kyle Fletcher look confused, but then happy all of a sudden, for Glam Sexico at least. And he says, look, we've been impressed by you. You're something different. And, well, kid, you're very green, literally, and whatever this woman you have with you is very interesting, and, well, we just wanted to say congratulations and welcome to Thunder. And then that's when they throw the pina colada in the face of Kyle Fletcher, and Angel Rose starts beating the crap out of Glam Sexico, and Kyle Fletcher gets a submission pulled on him there and about to like break his arm. Following that, we have Walter debuting tonight, taking on Brian Pillman Jr., able to defeat him with the Golden Bomb here. And then we cut to the Buff Bagwell Detention Center. Warren Barksdale, Bruno Milani out there. They're still playing a game of cards, and that's when Razorhawk and Nighthawk come in, and they're just going back and forth with them. And he's like, what are you guys doing here? And then they're like, your car, your police car, it's on fire. And they're like, what? And they run outside, and then out comes the villain as Razorhawk and Nighthawk are causing the distraction. He's like, well, it looks like they forgot the keys, Buff. And he opens up the cage, and Buff Bagwell is freed, and he's like, come with me. We've got some work to be done, fellow villain. And they're just walking away laughing. After that, Eddie Kingston here, able to defeat Judas Icarus with a sliding D. Austin Kong is always doing the great stuff at ringside. Then we have Tennille Dashwood and Maria Manic having the contract signing for the match here at Uncensored that will take place for the Women's Championship. Milo Toxic, of course, by ringside with Maria Manic to support her as always. Alberto El Patron here, able to take on Christian Casanova, but not able to get the win as Christian Casanova beats Alberto El Patron with help from Kiera Hogan. Oh my gosh, what's going to happen there? And then in the main event here, we have the Muda Scale actually able to defeat Frontline after Kiro Kwan is able to pin Dave Christ here, to the surprise of probably everybody here. The world champ taking a loss, and then as he's frustrated and he's getting ready to storm off up the ramp at Austin Aries sidelines him and starts attacking him, and then a brawl starts between the two, and they're going to have to just tear the two men apart before they can go at it fully at Uncensored. And that's how we're going to end off our show here. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you all at Uncensored. Peace out.